Okay, everyone, I am back, and so I got on everything that I told you I was going to put on, and plus I got my brows done, fixed, I should say. So now we're ready for eyeshadows. Now, eyeshadows. All right, so we're gonna use the Beauty Treats 24 Rose Gold palette here, which I am in love with. But first of all, what I've been applying for an eyelid primer, you guys, is simply a corrector. Yes, a concealer corrector. And I've been using this peach, but it really looks pink to me, but I'm sure it's supposed to be peach tone. But I've been using this one here to apply it on my eyelids. And I don't care what kind of eye makeup look I'm going for. It doesn't have to be a pink eye makeup look or a peachy type of eye makeup look. I just love this color corrector concealer for an eyeshadow base. So I get a good bit and I put it on. As you can tell, it's really pink like. See there, it's not even really peach to me, or it's more pink like, but I really like it because you'll see why I like it so much. It just really brings out the eyeshadows, and it intensifies the eyeshadows, and it keeps, truly and honestly, if you use a color corrector concealer as an eyeshadow base, you guys, it keeps your eyeshadows on for a longer time. Yes, it does. So that's just a tip if you haven't already tried it. That's a tip, okay? I've been using this, and because I find that when you get color correctors in a palette like this, they are sticky. The concealers is sticky. So when you put on the eyeshadows just kind of adhere. Yeah, it does to the color corrector that you've applied onto the eyelid. So yeah, a great tip right there. And I didn't even know that until I tried it, and I thought, wow, why I haven't tried this? I've tried concealers for a primer. I've not tried a color corrector for a primer, eyelid primer. So if any of you want more intensity as far as eyeshadow makeup looks, try a color corrector. And in fact, try a sticky one. Yeah. And usually the sticky color correctors is always in a palette form. Okay. It's always usually in a palette form. So try that out. See if you like it. You might love it like I do. I love it. So now I'm going to open up this palette, or show you this palette real quick. I don't know what kind of eye makeup look I'm going to go for, but definitely a cute one. I love the eyeshadows in this palette. It's irresistible. Like, just so beautiful, you guys. I cannot say in words how. It's just so amazing, this palette. And it's like a $3.99 palette that I found at a local store in the area. So I absolutely adore it. But before I start, now I do have two transition colors that I could use. This shade here, and I can use this peachy tone. But I've been loving this single eyeshadow right here by Rimmel. It's the Magnifique Eyes, and it's in 003, all about the base. Now, if you want to, you can apply this all over your eyelid, and you'll have your transition color. You'll have your base as far as the base that you use on top of your eyelid primer. Now, I don't want a base on my eyelid primer because, once again, I want my eyeshadows to stick on. I want my eyeshadows to stick onto my eyelids. So I don't want to put on a powder. I used to put on a powder every time, but since it is warm outside, I want my eyeshadows to stay on my eyelids. Use a sticky formula primer or a sticky corrector concealer primer or concealer, okay? Has to be sticky. So get a palette form color correcting concealer. Most of them are sticky, okay, when you apply them onto the skin. But I'm going to use this right here just to go right onto my brow bone. Y'all know how I like to do that because of my eyelids. I have a lot of space, so I use a lot of eyeshadows. So I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm going to apply it like right here. See how intense that is? Hopefully you can see it just as good as I do. Like, it is so intense already because this eyeshadow is just sticking on to that color correcting concealer. It's just like once I place it there, it's on there. So I'm putting this on right onto the brow bone and even up here in this area here of my eyelid. Remember, y'all, I got a lot of eyelid space. So some of y'all may not, some of you might say, I can't do that. I don't have that much eye space. Well, you can. You just have to work with it. I've seen a lot of women that doesn't even have my eyelid shape do this technique. So it's a very good technique, and I think the eyeshadows look really good when you do this step here. Then I just kind of blend it out, of course, because it's kind of not, it's just like sticking onto that color corrector concealer. So yeah, you have to blend it out. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just this one eye, okay? Because it's going to take a long time if I do both eyes, I feel like. Yeah, we don't want a long time. I'm going to try to make it as short as I can. So now what I do is I go in with my highlighting color, and it's this shade right here. I love it. It's the best. One of my favorites in my collection so far. I like how intense it is. Some of you may not like that, but for me, I love it. See there? That is just so beautiful. Now, I love it. And it's just, it goes so well with the eyeshadows in this palette as well as any other eyeshadows that I use. Whether I do a neutral eye or a really bold eye, I love that highlight to be just so vivid. This is my favorite highlighting shade for my brow bone, okay? So just a little bit more because I want it vivid. Now I'm going to go back in and blend the edge here. Just the edge. Kind of smooth the highlight out a little bit too, but not get rid of it. Just like that. See it? Okay. So now I'm going to take a really bold shade. I'm so excited, you guys. Okay. I'm going to take this shade right here. It's like a golden brown coppery shade. I'm going to take that, like, let me get the right brush. I use certain brushes now. Okay, so I'm going to take that and actually apply it like kind of right in the same direction that I applied the Rimmel Eyes All About the Base, or yeah, All About the Base 003 shade. And then yeah, I just kind of top it with this copper shade a little bit, just to give me some intense color there. Doing the same step that I did with the Rimmel shade, that base shade. So, but I'm leaving this area the shade of the, I'm keeping the base shade a little bit noticeable right there between the highlight shade and the copper shade. So you're still able to see that Rimmel shade. I am just adding more on, basically. I want my eyeshadows to look very vibrant. I mean, it's summer, y'all. Come on. It's time to throw out those vivid shades and get a little bold and intense and stuff. And it took me some time to like learn my eyes, y'all. While I've been taking a break, I have been learning so much about my eye shape. And I was taking like 2 hours at a time doing my makeup because I had time. I wasn't filming. I wasn't making videos. So I just decided, hey, you know how when you look at certain videos and things and you realize, I wish I had did this. I think the outlook would have looked a little bit better or a little bit more prettier. And then, you know, you start wanting to fix your makeup, and then you're like, let me try this, let me do this, let me try that. And then next thing you know, you start to learn a little bit more about your eyelids and your eye shape and stuff like that. So that's what's been going on with me. Yes, a lot of people has been saying, your eyeshadows look so great. What are you doing? I know you're using like really bold shades now. You're not sticking to just like the basic shades and stuff. You're using pinks and purples and stuff like that. I just told them, hey, once you start to learn more about your eyelids and your eye shape and stuff like that, I feel like that's when you want to really start experimenting more with eyeshadow shades and stuff like that. Kind of get the hang of where you need to put eyeshadows for your eyelids and things. You just want to do everything once you learn all of that. So yeah, that's why. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this. Yeah, I think I'm going to go in with this one. It might be the same shade, but it's very similar. But this shade right here has a little bit more of an orange tone to it. So I'm going to add this on. And as you can tell, I changed brushes. And I'm actually going to get right into my crease. And my crease is actually right here, y'all. Yeah, right here. So, I used to put it down lower than that, so that was my crease. Okay, we learn. Okay, you guys, we learn as we go. So yeah, but it's okay. Hey, you never get too old to learn. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply this into my crease, and then I'm gonna blend this all out. Okay. I'm kind of like blending it with this brush itself, but I will go back in and blend it again. Just the outer portions there where I can see the line where I've placed that shade there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to use a more, it's more orange, like a sherbet, orange sherbet shade. I'm going to go in with this one. And yeah, I'm going to top that shade with this shade here. Actually blending the two shades together. This shade is so beautiful and so unique. I just love it. And yes, I made the shade a little bit wider. It's actually onto my lid as well, but there's a reason why I do that. And the reason will be that I won't have to go back into my crease and add more shade on into my crease. Yeah, that's what I do now. So that's it. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. Let me check the color on my phone real quick. Let's see. I don't know if I can do that or not. Maybe I can't, but yeah, my camera, it just went down because I stopped doing videos and stuff like that. And next thing you know, everything was like not working right. So now I'm gonna go back in with this copper shade because I feel like I kind of covered up a lot of that. So I'm gonna go back here on top and just lightly add some more on. So I don't lose that shade up there. So pretty. Just hit my nose, but it's pretty. All right, so now I'm gonna take for my lid. I really don't know. When it comes down to the lid, I feel like these shades are like shades for just the crease and the part of my eye that's the brow bone and all that. I don't know, just to decide what kind of eyeshadow to put onto the lid is sometimes hard for me to decide. But I'm going with this light pink here, if you can see that. I might change, okay, depending on how I look. I'm going to go in with it, though, and see. And I've been using, actually, a brush. But sometimes this finger, just your finger, because it's warm, the eyeshadows apply so beautiful. And you don't really need a brush, except for blending out the edges. And a lot of times that's what I've been doing. And I do love this shade. It's very, it's a pigment, you guys. It's a pigment. And it's very pretty on the lid. This is going to be a really dramatic eye, as you can tell. But I don't mind at all. I love it. I've been just into the really vivid eyeshadow looks. It's summertime. That's when I really like to get a little bit more, I guess you could say, I get a little bit more, I just start experimenting, basically, with eyeshadows and things like that. So now I'm just smoothing out the edge here a little bit. Trying to make everything look like it's like kind of, it's blending into each other, basically. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know. Y'all know what I mean. Like, you just kind of, just try to make it look like eyeshadows are just flowing into each other. Blend, blend, blend. Which I just sometimes can't stand to do, but to make the eyeshadow look beautiful, you need to blend, blend, blend. Okay, now, one more time with the pigment. Now I'm going to add another shade onto my lid as well. I could just leave it just like that. But I want to, like, kind of, I don't know what I want, but I didn't want a brow bone color to be like similar to what I have on my lid. So I'm going to grab this, let's see, it's so hard to decide. The colors are just so beautiful, you guys. Sometimes I can't decide. I'm going to grab this golden shade there. And I'm going to kind of like blend it with the pink shade. Just to kind of simmer the first pigment down, that peach or pink tone that I put on my lid here. Yeah, I'm just going to cool it off a little bit. And yeah, I like that better. See there? I like that a little bit better. And Now I'm going to smooth this out around the edges there again. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some color in the outer V, okay? And the outer V shade, if I can say it. The outer V shade, I'm going to use this, what is this, Bellum Tools? I like this brush. I'm going to take this brown shade here, this one, and I'm going to put this shade on the outer V portion of my eye, like right up in here, all right, and up onto my brow bone, and then on down here, yeah, and just blend that out just like that. Just like that. Right there, you guys. Now I'm going to blend this out just a little bit on the outer V. Try not to remove everything. Now I'm going to go back in with the golden shade that I use on my eyelid. I feel like I erased some of it off my lid. Putting that back on. Okay. Like that. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do something else here in a minute, but right now I feel like this is what I wanted. I'm going to add just a little bit more of this All About the Base, number 003, color back here on top of that shade, because I feel like it was kind of erased a little bit. So I'll just go back and just fill that back in up here. Okay, just like that, and then go back in and blend it. And sometimes I don't have to blend it, it just depends. A lot of times I don't, but I blended that out, and I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Okay, just like that. Y'all, this is so pretty. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my liner. Okay. We're almost done. Y'all wouldn't believe how quick I get done these days with all of my steps. If you can remember, it takes me forever back in the day to do my eyes. Well, it doesn't take me that long now. I mean, I just do what I do and get done. Okay. So I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Lacquer Liner in Blackest Black 171. And y'all know that's my favorite gel liner. I'm going to line underneath my eyes here. Okay. And I really don't have to show this part. Okay. I'm going to line underneath my eyes. I might even do a wing, and I'm going to put on some lashes. I'm going to put on the Kiss New York Koi, C-O-Y lashes, and I'll come back with the eye makeup look on both eyes. I'm going to add a eyeshadow on the bottom lash line as well. And yeah, you guys, I'll come back with the finished look, okay? So look out. I'm coming back.